Hi, I'm Tyson,
I'm Colin.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Adam.
and we're the Gamesmiths, and we're here to learn how to play draft beer.
All right. Draft Beer, a beer drafting game for 2 to 6 players. You've finally fulfilled your dream. You've opened your own bar. You go tell all your friends in town, but hey, they all open their own bars too. Now it's time to take their customers through some good-natured competition. May the best bar win. So this is pretty straightforward. We have ourselves a drafting game. And drafting, as you may or may not know, means we are all going to get a big handful of cards and we're going to look at them and decide which one's the best. And we're going to take that best card and then we're going to pass it along to somebody else and they're going to try and take the best card and so on and so forth. And you kind of build your strategy in secret that way. So, in this game specifically, we are going to shuffle up the beer deck and then we are going to, the goal of this game is to draft the best selection of beers and amenities so everyone has their bar. And your goal is to get the best selection of amenities and beers to get people to come. You know, you got the nicest bar and the drinks they like to drink and they show up. So each card is going to be either, most cards, well, all cards double as either some kind of drink, beer or amenity, or a customer. So you're going to try and kind of put together the best collection of beers and amenities and customers that want those beers and amenities to come to your thing. So there are a few terms. So first thing that we're going to do is we are going to shuffle up and we're going to push that out there like that, apparently.
Yeah. Or you can put some cards down.
Oh, yeah. So we'll go ahead and do the setup. So we are going to shuffle this and flip up a few cards face first as our customers. And then we're going to pass out the cards to each other. So the first thing you're going to do is deal everybody 8 cards. And we'll just shortcut this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we take the top 3 cards of the deck and deal them face up as our lineup. We decided it was okay to have our beer on camera while we played this game, but we don't know where to put it. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to look at your hand and you're going to pick one card out of your hand to add to this customer row. So just kind of grab one real quick and throw it down. I'll explain it all later. And then you're going to end up with 7 cards in your hand. Now, the cards all have a name, a type, and then something that they want in the lower left-hand corner. So, beer cards, I'll put down an amenity card here too. Oh, someone did put down an amenity card. Nice. Okay, so beer cards will have a type, and the 3 types are going to be light, brown, and dark are your 3 types of beers.
Okay.
And then beers can have 3 possible flavors.
And that's just the icon right here.
That's the icon in the upper left-hand corner of all beers. So amenities aren't going to have that same
You just
kind
have a
of thing.
question mark.
Right. Well, they depend. Like this one's nice glassware. This one's bar food that will have its
So these
own
are amenities,
logo.
salty snacks.
Correct.
and
Salty
bar
snacks,
food.
bar
Okay.
food. So there are a few different types.
We like salty snacks.
Right. And then beers will also have a price, and they will be cheap, which we don't have any down. Do I have any in my hand? I do. Cheap are the ones here that have all coins in the pile. And then there is normal price beer, which is the $1 bill with a pile of coins. And then there's the expensive beers, which are just the pile of bills. And then they also have flavors, which is the next thing down. And it is either going to be hoppy, which is our little hop sign right there,
Hoppy or
Okay.
or
weedy?
weedy, or balanced, which is the scale that has the hops and
Wheat
wheats.
balance.
Right.
Okay.
And then there are two types of food: salty snacks and bar food.
Okay.
So, yep, so there we have salty snacks, and there we have bar food.
Okay.
And some cards kind of have text effects, so just kind of read out what each card does.
Duck, duck, goose. I like that.
So when a card is in your bar, and essentially you get to put cards face down in front of you that are your bar. So when a card is in your bar, all that you really care about are the text, which is, right here, like on bar food, at the end of the game, the player with the most bar food takes 2 customers. And the type.
Okay.
So which are the upper left-hand icons. So, all you really care when a wheat beer is in your bar, what you care about is that it's, this one is dark, it is expensive, and it is balanced.
Wait, so I don't get that. Wheat beers aren't dark. So what is...
This just says
What is
wheat
this word,
type
though?
beer. Irish
Are
stout
these all
is just the name.
customers?
No. So they work. Everything works as both, and that's kind of what I'm explaining here.
Okay.
So these up here are the types of beers that they are, and then the icons say kind of what they are. So this particular beer is it's called wheat. It's dark. It has expensive. It's an expensive beer, and it's balanced.
Okay.
It's not necessarily made out of wheat.
Right.
Right.
It's just
Okay.
so this one's Irish stout.
It's just called
Which
wheat.
makes
yeah.
sense. Irish stouts are dark.
Right. So Irish stout is dark. It's
don't
normally
need to get
priced
into
and
the
it's hoppy.
technicalities.
Well, I just didn't.
Right.
I didn't
No,
know that was
no, no.
confusing.
Mechanics,
It's,
Right, right, right.
it's a beer game.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's-
Wheat beers are generally light.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Irish stout. Irish stout is a dark beer that's middle priced and is hoppy.
Okay.
And so that's the attributes of this beer when it's in your bar. So when it's in your bar, it's an Irish stout beer. When it is in the lineup here, it is a customer
Gotcha.
and it wants something. So it wants cheap beers.
Okay.
That's what this.
Oh, so when it's
guy
out here,
wants.
this is
Right.
what matters.
That's
when
what
it's
I
in
get.
here,
When
it's
in
these 3
here,
matters.
When it basically, yeah, when it's when it's close to you, what you care about is the top half of the card, and when it's up here in the lineup, all you care about is the bottom
Gotcha.
half of the card, essentially.
Okay. I like the multi-purpose use of the cards.
Yeah.
All the customers look exactly the same, so we don't need to worry about.
Right? Only the example one in the rule book looks like the most interesting man. in the
Yeah,
world.
Yeah.
He looks awesome.
I
I have a
All
man
these
crush
customers
on
think
the
you
guy
probably- I
in
think
the
you
rule
gotta-
book.
I think you got to pay if you want to use that picture.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So, essentially what we're going to do is the first thing is we have our 3 default customers that are going to show up there, and then we'll each add 1 customer to the deck here. And so this is our starting, kind of face-up pile of customers that everybody can see. And the customers are going to go to the place that has
What
the
they want.
most of what they want.
Okay.
So this card wants
sense.
cheap beers. When we kind of reveal our bars at the end of the round, whoever has the most cheap beers
Gets that one.
gets this card.
Okay, so there's a known customer base
Correct.
as we're drafting.
Correct. So
And you're playing
everybody's
with-
going to get to see this.
Okay.
You're playing with what? 4 cards face down.
Well, hold on. So we'll get to that. So everybody has 7 cards in their hand. They start with 8, but we put 1 down here, which gives us all 7 cards
Sure.
when we actually start the drafting. And then the first thing you're going to do, you can draft a card in 2 ways. You can draft it as an amenity, or you can draft it as a customer.
Okay.
If you draft it as an amenity, you place the card face down in front of you. And that's your amenity. If you draft it as a customer, you place it face down in front of you sideways. So you're going to end up with a pile of both amenity and customer cards at the end of the round.
And you can do as many of either type.
Correct. Once all of the packs are empty, players will reveal their cards. You'll go through each customer of, so then all of the customers that you put down here sideways will become customers essentially for everyone, potentially. And then all of your amenities that you put down, that you put face up, will be what attracts the customers. So you go through each category of customer once, and you award them to the player who has the most icons of the card that they want. If players tie on a category, then each player gets the same number of customers, and you can take cards from the deck if you need to. So if there's
you
7,
go find that one again, or
yeah.
something?
So like
Okay.
I think you just can kind of just take them randomly, because at that point they're just points essentially.
Okay.
So like there are 7 cards here. Let's say all 7 say they want cheap beers, and Adam and I tie for having the most cheap beers. We would both get 4, because one of us would take 4 out of here, the other would take 3 out of here, and then just the top card off the deck. So we would both, since we tied, we both get 4 customers. And if there's one that we have to split, you just draw an extra card from the deck, so you don't have that.
That's assuming there were
problem.
4 out there that wanted cheap beers.
Correct. Or I was assuming there were 7 out there that wanted cheap beers. If all 7 wanted cheap beers and you and I won,
Gotcha.
you and I both had the most cheap beers, we'd each take, I would take 4, you would take 3, and then take a 4th one off the top of the deck to make it even.
Okay. And then do more customers come, or how does...
That's the end of a round. So then at each round we do 3 more customers, and then 8 cards and 4 more customers, essentially. So we're going to build this same kind of line of potential customers every time.
Okay.
So we do have the nice glassware card, which is new.
So when we score, we take these and they go like into a pile under our...
So this one right here, yeah, and this comes before. So hold on, yeah, but yeah. So for 1 second, so when you're about to reveal, if you use the nice glassware, you can reveal that you have the nice glassware, and then before anything else happens, you say what you want this nice glassware to be, because this is basically a wild card, and so you can say after you see everybody flip everything up, you're like, okay, oh no, I'm sorry. Players with nice glassware declare what symbol they are before everybody reveals their cards.
Oh, okay.
So the first thing you're going to reveal is, okay, before we all reveal your card, you say, I have nice glassware, and I want nice glassware to be expensive. And then it becomes the $ symbol. So it just gives you a wild card to pick at the end. You can get 1 more of any type of particular thing.
Okay.
So, but you have to declare that before you show everything to that. This is a new rule that they're playing around with, so we can kind of feel free to mess with it or not use it if we'd like.
Well, and Colin was asking the scoring. We attract all of the people. So these people all go to some bars, right?
Yeah. So
are those locked in
every
for the
turn,
game?
I'm asking, like, we have a blank board, and then we ordered just some not score period because they don't have... Right. Or nobody has what they want.
So after we go through each... I'm sorry, what were you saying? If nobody has anything that they want?
Oh, that's possible. It's probably possible.
That seems very difficult, seeing as each thing provides 3 logos, but I guess I assume in that situation we would all tie for 0 and then each take 1.
They have to go to...
So they would all...
But I'm just saying, like, after a round, like, these are all going to go somewhere.
Yes. Every single one of these will be cleared from the table one way or another, and they will be put to the side in your scoring pile, and they will remain in your scoring pile as your score.
Okay, I wasn't sure if those customers could still decide...
Potentially be taken later.
Yeah.
No. So, then you are going to keep all food cards and discard the rest. Because the food cards are a cumulative thing that say bar food. At the end of the game, the player with the most bar food takes 2 customers. So you can build up your bar food over the game.
From other people or off the staff?
I believe it's going to be, That is actually a good question.
And they take 2 customers from the top of the deck.
Well, that's what I'm
That's
asking.
actually what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And
Or from someone else.
I'm not. Let me see. We have. Oh, this one wasn't the one with the FAQ. It does not specify if when you take customers for having bar food, if that customer is from the deck or if it is from another player.
Okay.
Okay, so that
So,
needs to be addressed.
but everywhere else it says
How would
take-
we like to play that?
Does everywhere else it say take a customer when like you have to split the ties? Does that say take a customer and would
Yeah,
that?
at what point? Yeah, at what
So,
point during the
would that
scoring
be the
does
same
that
time?
happen?
It says taking extras from the deck is needed. So I guess in
It does
lack of
specify
any
deck.
other content, or in lack of any other context, we will play this. If you have the most bar food at the end of the game, you will get to take 2 extra customers from the top of the deck.
Okay.
And then I believe salty snacks is 1. So whoever has the most bar food at the end gets 2 customers. Salty snacks gets 1. If you have most of both, you get 3 extra at the end.
And that's
Okay.
just at the end of turn, not at the end of a round.
That is at the end of the game.
Game.
Yes.
Oh,
And then at the end of the game, once all players have finished 3 rounds of drafting, the game is over, and the player who has attracted the most customers of the winner. In case of a tie, both players win or play another round. It's really up to us. So, those are the rules. Any questions from anyone?
So the only
Uh,
question I had was the customer pile that you're building right here versus your amenities. These customers also get flipped over during the phase, right?
And then they go to whoever.
They act up as just like these guys, right?
Correct.
Oh.
So it says go through each category of customer
Good
once.
question.
Each customer will award themselves to the player who has the most icons or cards of the type that they want.
do you have to have a certain
No, no,
amount
no,
of
no.
each pile
No.
of customers
maybe you
and
just-
amenities, or
No, maybe you just answered that and I didn't understand it.
Mhm.
But I play out my cards. My spoils are 3 cards from there, right? Then we start the next round. I have 3 that I've now gained from there.
Right.
Are they coming into my bar now as drinks
They are
or
not.
amenities?
So
They're
what-
just over here as a big
Correct.
3-point pile. They're out of the game.
Points that are scored.
Okay.
So what's going to
so
happen
there's
is
a victory pile and like a discard pile, and
no. So what's going to happen is we're all going to lay out our amenities. So everybody just kind of 1, 2, 3,
And
4,
I didn't
5,
quite
6, 7.
understand why some are this way and some are this way. What's
Right,
the point?
so-
Why does that even matter?
Go ahead, and everybody just make sure you have 7 cards.
You took
So
some
that's
of mine.
7 for you. Does everyone have 7 cards? 1, 2,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, everyone has 7 cards. Just take a couple of them, put them down sideways like this. Take the rest of them, put them vertically like that.
Okay.
Okay? So then when we reveal, we are going to reveal, I have nice glassware. I guess I put it down here. That was a bad random thing to do. I have nice glassware. I'm going to say I want my nice glassware to be, what's the thing that's on here the most? Moderate. Moderate's on here the most. I want my nice glassware to be moderate.
Oh yeah.
So then we're all going to flip over everything that we have vertically as amenities in our bar. And then we're going to flip over everything that we have horizontally as potential new customers.
What does that mean?
So then to score, the first thing we're going to go through is each category and see who has the most of that category. And I think it's the most efficient way is just like we're just going to start here and we're going to go with moderately priced beers. So I have 2 of these moderately priced icons.
Hey, oh, crap.
You have 1.
I have 1.
1. Does anybody have more than
We'll see
2 of
about
these?
that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have 3 because I said
Uh,
these nice. Not. Flip up your horizontal ones.
Colin's got 2 because he said that his question mark was moderately priced.
yeah, I probably
Okay.
would have done that.
So I have 3 because I said my question mark was moderately priced. So I'm going to win moderately priced.
Okay.
So I'm going to go
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have 2.
in every. I'm going to take this, and in every person's hand that's turned sideways, I'm also going to take any moderately priced icons that are here because these people are now potential customers.
Well,
So
how many are face up and how many are sideways?
You decide that. As you're drafting,
Why
you
would I
decide
play
that
any
because
the other way?
Because you could claim them potentially. You think you've
because
got
they're
enough to
the
get
most.
those
If you
ones.
decide I have 5
Okay.
moderately priced beer icons, I'm definitely going to get all the moderately priced customers. These add nothing to my strategy, but they want. So if I go like this, these, for example, add
Right,
nothing
right.
to my strategy, but they now add me more points. So
Okay.
do I want to get 5?
Gotcha.
So I can use this person as a 6 inexpensive beer, or I can use
So
them
they're
as a point.
customers that you only you know about.
You only,
Yeah,
you're the
right.
only one that
So, like,
knows their
They're
wants,
strategic,
but they are
customers.
available to everybody else.
Colin put 2 hops
Right.
down, but there are no hops up here, so he knows that he could be playing for hops and nobody else is
Right.
playing for hops.
Right. So no one else is going to go in for hops, but Colin
Because I
can
have
then,
a hops over here, so
and you can put down
And
say
no-
3
oh,
hoppy
yeah.
cards. Nobody's
Well,
going to get
I
hops
was
by
looking at the wrong
accident,
way,
and
yeah.
then put down 4
Yeah.
customers
Yeah, I
that
guess
no one
that
else is
makes
going to even
sense.
play for
Okay.
you against.
Yeah.
Question. I think that makes
Uh-huh.
sense to everyone else. Salty stacks and bar foods. The bonus at the end. Are they in your victory point pile, or you said they carry over? You discard everything
Correct.
except
So-
for these. If they're
right.
just there still, are they bonusable, or do they count towards your bonus, or do
No,
they have
so-
to get
so-
into
so
your
then
victory points somehow?
They will never score points
Why not?
for
They
you
want something.
because
They only score
because
points
you
at the
use them
end of
as
the game.
amenities, not as customers.
That's still the top left symbol versus this symbol.
So what happens? So okay, hold on. Let's finish playing this out. So
Okay.
what happens is now I put down, let's say, these 3 bar foods, and then I put down nice glassware, and then I put down a few of these customers. So that's my play. And then, like we just went over, I just won the inexpensive pile. So I put this as my scoring pile. I just won 2 customers for having the most moderately priced beers.
Okay.
And then we finish going all around. You say you win these ones; those are your points. Tyson's wins these ones; those are his points. Colin wins that one; those are his points. Now I'm going to say everybody take everything that is not food, that is not bar food or salty snacks, and discard it, and put it in the discard pile here.
Okay.
so there's just one discard pile for everybody.
Right?
Okay.
And now we're going to start, and we'll put it over here, and we'll just put it up here. And then we're going to start our next round, and we're going to do 3 more customers here. Everybody's going to get a new set of cards,
And
but
then we put
those of
one
us who
down.
have bar food are already going to have it out. So bar food's like the long game. So I'm going to see, okay, I'm winning the bar food race
Am
against
I getting
Tyson.
7 new cards?
Correct. Everyone's getting 7
Okay.
new cards. Right.
And you're only getting
Well,
2.
8, right.
Well, and if a customer wants salty snacks, now I've got them, and I have
Correct,
more
but
potential.
customers don't ever really want that. Those
Mine
are
did.
just having the most.
there was
You
one
had ones that
said
do want
I
salt.
wanted-
Okay, yeah, okay. So occasionally customers do want salty snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Okay, I take that back.
bar food.
Yep. Okay, so some customers. So, you
these
would
will
score
keep
those
accumulating
immediately.
over here.
So-
So if I ever draft them into my hand and ever play them, they're now kind of stuck in this new area.
They're stuck in your bulk,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay.
So yeah. So if this was scored last time, I had the most bar food. So this one would go here and be a point for me permanently. But my actual bar food cards would stay here. We'd play a second
Okay.
round, and you guys could see how much bar food I was accumulating over the game, and decide if you wanted to fight me in that long game for those extra 2 points at the
Gotcha.
end of the game.
Yeah, I'm wondering if 2 is going to be enough.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
How much of
exactly
a
what we
boost
got
that
here.
would
Maybe
be.
2 or 3.
If it ties, the bar food or the other amenities, if they tie, what's the
If they tie in a category, both players get the same number of customers. So
Okay.
you would both just take 2 customers
Yeah.
from the deck.
So yeah.
Those are the rules. Any other questions? Good.
no.
Yeah,
All right.
feel
I
a
think
little
we're
better
ready to
about
give
it.
it a. Yeah, I think we're ready to give it a shot. So all right, we'll see you in the game.